Time now to update the Liberty Flames spring football practice as we visit here with Flames defensive coordinator Robert Wimberly. And, Coach, you've got 8 practices in so far. You've got a talented group, a young group in some places. What have you been able to do through these first 8 practices?
Well, we tried to just get back to basics, fundamentals, taking on blocks, being physical. That's really been the theme. And as you stated, we're young, but I'm really pleased with the mindset of our young men. Every practice we've had thus far, they've been very attentive to detail, and it's been fun to watch.
What have they shown you out there as far as the attention to detail and just the overall just getting after it, I guess?
Well, I think this has probably been one of the best springs we've had where we saw our meeting room carry over to the field. Guys really paying attention to what we've been explaining to them, like I said, in the classroom, and then carrying it over to the field and seeing it in practice and then learning from it. We haven't seen a lot of the same mistakes over and over again in each practice. So that's really exciting, especially, like I said, how young we are, just to see those guys really pay attention.
There's one difference, obviously, but as you kind of compare this one to spring practices before, how does it compare?
I think the biggest thing is you just see a lot of depth. We got a lot of young guys that have really come in and showed us that they can really help our football program, and that has created the depth with some of the older young men that we have. It's been fun to watch just the competition. I think a lot of our older young men know that these young guys can play for us.
You lose the Big South Defensive Player of the Year in Chima Uzowihe. Obviously, there's no replacing a Chima. You're going to have to do that collectively. When you look at the defensive line, though, who are a couple of guys that have impressed you so far?
I think many of us already know about Juwan Wells, but I really want you to remember this name, Tolan Avery, number 55. He's starting to really come into his own. Coach Singletary has done a great job in just maturing him, and he's been lights out these first 8 practices. And you can, like I said, you can see the attention to detail. He's standing up here watching film, extra film. He really wants to be good.
Remember seeing Tolan on the field a little bit last year. He got some reps in there and really did a good job pressuring the quarterback as well. How much has he grown since last year?
Well, he probably put on about another 15, 20 pounds. And like I said, you just see the development. Last year he was a redshirt freshman, so a lot of things he wasn't really paying attention to, the little details on the field. You can see it's much slower in his mind right now. And so it's exciting to see him make that maturation process.
Is Jerron Green, as a senior, ready to kind of take the reins now and be the leader among that group?
Well, I hope so. Like I said, it's his senior year, so that's what you expect. But, time will tell. Time will tell. I think he's gone about his business the right way. I think he realizes this is now or never as far as him achieving the goals that we really believe he should have been achieving the past 2 years. But it seems like right now he's kind of woken up. He's been having a really good spring.
Seems like Erwin DeSources is on schedule after the foot injury against Charleston Southern. Give us an idea of what you guys have him doing at the moment.
Well, he's really working out with our strength and conditioning team right now. But just watching him in the meeting room and watching him on the field, it's fun to see him really educate and try to help our young players, especially at defensive end, giving them little pointers on the sideline, what to look for, what to watch out for. And so, when he comes back, it's going to be great depth at that defensive end position.
Move on to the linebackers here. Certainly losing a Jimmy O'Grady hurts to have that kind of leadership leave the program, but you turn them over. That's kind of the nature of the business. When you look at the linebacking core, how do you feel about this group?
Really excited. Really excited. Of course, we got Nick Newman, and then we also have Dexter Robbins. And then you add Jalen McKinney and Lucas Irons. Those young men can go get it. They're very explosive. They both had very good spring 8 practices thus far, and they had a great scrimmage. Coach Bookbinder is doing an excellent job developing them, and I think Liberty family is going to be really excited about those 2 young men, along with, like I said, Nick Newman and Dexter Robbins.
Tell us about McKinney, because I think that was a little bit of a surprise for everyone when they saw him listed over Nick Newman on the depth chart, and I know that there was some conversation about that, and I guess the coaching staff feels that can even be beneficial for some of the younger guys making that move. But tell us about McKinney and also that decision.
Well, the decision just boils down to we're really trying to get a couple of our older guys with our younger guys so we can develop them faster. We do a lot when it comes to our calls and our coverages, and so you have Dexter Robbins paired with Jalen McKinney a lot, and then we have Nick Newman paired with Lucas Irons. So, as I tell people, there's no depth chart in the spring. Our young men know that. I know the fans and everybody's always thinking depth chart. Right now, we're just trying to get all our young men better. We thought, Coach Bookbinder and myself thought that would be a good idea to have an older guy with a younger guy. All 4 young men understand that, and so it's been working very well for us.
Let's transition now to the back end with the secondary and some guys that are a year older back there now. You look at a Chris Turner and a Tyron Holloway and guys like that. Tell us how the development has gone there in the maturation process.
Well, once again, I got to get a lot of credit to Coach Roberts when it comes to our corners. Jeremy Peters, Tyron Holloway, Malik Matthews, Justin Guillory, Wesley Scott, all those young men are having an excellent spring, and I'm real excited about what we've been able to do thus far in the first 8 practices. I think you're going to see a much more physical group. You're also going to see a group that really understands where they're at on the field now, understanding splits. It's just fun, like I said, to see them develop and really buy into the details that we're able to accomplish in the offseason.
Was that one of the biggest areas of needed improvement, you think, as far as realizing where they are on the field?
Yes, I've learned in my coaching and just listening to a lot of mentors, the further away you're from the field, the more you see, and that can make it more difficult when you're a young player trying to be developed. And so, like I said, we've seen a lot of the growth of them understanding where they're at on the field. And like I said, I know for a fact we're going to be much better at the corner position for that.
And you've got Wesley Scott coming back as well. His leadership's got to be very valuable.
Yes, he's played here all 4 years, and going into this year, I expect for him to have another breakout year and take that group to another level. He definitely is a very smart football player, and he's been doing a real nice job helping Coach Roberts develop some of the young talent that we're going to be counting on this year.
Can Chris Turner, going back to him, can he be the next kind of premier corner in this league and in this program? And this program's turned out a lot of good corners.
No doubt. I think this is going to be a breakout year for him. For him coming in and really being a basketball player and just seeing how smart he is. He is a smart young man. And that's kind of taken me by surprise, as well as Coach Roberts. We kind of thought it would probably be another year away, but he's proven to me and Coach Roberts that he understands the game once you teach him the game.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck here in the next half of spring practice.
Thank you very much.
That's Robert Wimberly, Flames defensive coordinator, with us. Stay tuned to LibertyFlames.com for more continuing Liberty Flames spring football coverage.